call.
Hurry.
Well, I'm not recording it here.
My thought was you could pitch this up like Alvin and the Chipmunks, kind of. But,
all right, let's see what you got.
I was going to go with, shut up. Here's some things you need to know.
It's Jeff Hart's interesting stat of the show.
Book that.
That's it.
That's it.
That is it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's too good.
All right, peace out.
Peace out.
Later.
Welcome to the Friday Game Night Pickup Show here on AccessWDUN.com. Bo Wilson alongside these jokers today. Jeff, Seth, Caleb, Walter. Welcome, everyone.
Whew. His name's still Walker, by the way.
I was just seeing who would pick up on it.
It doesn't faze me anymore.
No.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's
Hey, you've got
I was waiting on you to get into the show. I mean,
you got some builder swag on today.
Swag. I was about to say.
Yeah.
hey, we're starting to get into a groove here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
what is
perhaps
your
send us
budget? Like
some
50
swag.
bucks? Is your budget like over 50?
I don't have it. I mean, I just get what I want,
Dang, I want one of those jobs.
Hey, just go ahead and send us some of that swag on down here.
Yeah, we'll promote.
So what I'm hearing is, I'll send some for everybody, and everybody's going to be in builder swag next week, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work on it.
We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do it. All right, guys. Week number 7 is in the books. And, of course, Hurricane Ian, of course, most of the games to Thursday, but we never saw a drop of rain.
No, but I took a huge hit from Ian. Ian killed me.
Really?
Yo, you did. I dropped all the way to last place.
Oh, yeah. Of course you did. Yes, you did. You had a horrible week, by the way.
Now, in my own defense.
Terrible.
In my own defense, I went 6 games against everybody else, hoping that I could pick up some ground on Walker, who is running away when Seth's right behind because he won't let go of his coattails.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took a chance to try to get back in it. I went 1-5, so that dropped me to last place. But again, unlike Walter, whoever he is, who never takes a chance, I took a shot.
You took a shot.
I took a shot. So I have respect for myself and no one else because none of you guys will take a shot.
You just wait until this week's picks.
Oh.
Bo, by the way, has tied me up for what is now next to last place after Jeff's outstanding performance.
Well, I still went 13-7. It's not like I went,
What was your week 6 results? What were the standings after week 6?
Week 6.
I think you've got your math wrong.
I don't think so. Week 6. I just updated. Here's week 5.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, I didn't. I forgot
somehow you're only a game behind Caleb and I, and we totally dominated you this week.
I was 3 or 4.
There was a pretty good gap, if I recall.
I was 3 or 4 games ahead of y'all.
Okay.
So you picked up 4 games on me. That's it. Caleb I'm only 1 behind. I was ahead of y'all, pretty good clip.
Okay.
Yeah, it was me and Seth kind of, pushing the pace. Jeff was kind of in the middle ground, not really close to anybody. And then you and Caleb, Bo, were at the bottom, and then Jeff decides to go all crazy with his picks, and you see what happens. He falls all the way to the back,
right.
And Seth and I just continue to set the pace.
Yeah,
set the pace with your boring caution. Caution picks.
Wait until this week's pick.
So you're picking Gilmer this week.
I'm not going to give away anything yet.
So you're going with Johnson and Westall. And
they're off this week.
They're off. Yeah.
Those are wins for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, they're off this week. All right, guys, let's get to it. In the week number 8 picks, the conversation games. This one here, Jeff has kind of argued with me all week about this game, Union at Banks County. I think it is kind of a big game from the standpoint of Banks County and the way they started the season, and now they could possibly go on a 2-game skid here
in the region.
Start the region.
Right.
So, big game for Banks County, also a big game for Union County.
Right. Oh, it's a huge game. I mean, you look at the start that Banks had; it was a historic start. They hadn't done that in 30 years, and then they run into Commerce, which is their arch nemesis, and had a game they could win. Lost. You got to wonder how did that affect them last week? Even though it was a region game, and you figure they're going to be up for it. East Jackson, another team that's kind of on the rise. I mean, they've been playing lights out over the last month, and they kind of ran into East Jackson. It was hot. You have the downer from the Commerce game. And so now, Union County has been playing well. They've had a week off, to kind of – they were battling some nagging injuries. They've got pretty much everybody back. They have an offense that they can score, that's getting better. They have a defense that's been playing really well. And Banks County is going to have to find a way. They've lost 2 in a row. I mean, this is a huge game for them. I mean, with only a few, 4 or 5 teams in the region, 2 losses is huge. So this is a monster game for Banks County.
Well, Union County's averaging near 50 points a game in the last 3 games.
Yeah, they haven't faced a defense I don't think is as good as what they might see in Banks County. But not taking anything away from them. That's what I'm saying. This is one of those games that.
So who are you going with?
Who am I going to go with? I'm going to go with Union County. I kind of like the fact that they've had a week off and they can get healthy. And now Banks County, I mean, thing probably going to play like a scrapping dog because they're fighting for playoff life here, really. But I kind of like what I see from Union. And Banks County is somewhat one-dimensional. If they can kind of slow down that run game, I think they're going to be able to put enough points to win that game.
Yeah, Banks County's passing game basically just comes down to deep shots to Aaron Scott. They've got some other things they can do, but in terms of really threatening teams with the passing game, it just comes down to Aaron Scott, and that's basically it. Union County, I think, is probably a little bit of the better team overall. Plus, you've got a Banks County team that's reeling. It isn't Homer, but I agree with Jeff. I do like Union County at home or on the road in this one.
Yeah, you're talking about the passing game for Banks County. Shockley, who is the big key running back for them. I think they're more a one-dimensional team, as Caleb just said, long shots down the field. If Banks County can get the passing game going, which I don't know if they can, it could be interesting. But I do like Union County in this one.
And one-dimensional might not be the right phrase, but less versatile might be the better way of describing that.
I'll go with that. I will go with that. I mean, but they've leaned run heavy when you have a guy like Andrew Shockley. I mean, even though he's been kind of held in check the last couple of weeks, he's still, I think, 4th in Class 2A. He's in the top 15 or so in the state. So, he's still a formidable offensive presence. But again, if you can kind of corral him, you've got a good shot to beat them.
I'll let Seth go first on this one because I want to see if my pick
are the
is the same or different.
Some gamesmanship here.
Uh-oh.
Well, based on that, I feel like you're going to go.
He turned red. Look, he's not sure what to do with this.
I'm just always red. That's the beard, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
It's just the beard.
That's his hair.
That's just my pure frustration with the lot of you. It's continuous.
Are you
and
upset
including me? What have I done to you today,
upset with
Seth?
us again?
You can't see I'm looking at them.
What did we do this
Okay.
time, Seth? What did we do this time?
I'm just not going to even dignify that.
Okay.
So who are you going with?
Yeah.
I think I like Union in this one, too.
So now Walker's going Banks.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
going
I thought.
quadruple, not so fast, and this is why. It's in Homer, and I think that Banks County gets Andrew Shockley involved in the passing game a little bit just to get him the ball in some different areas. You can't tell me that a team that was that close to beating Commerce and starting the season 5-0 comes off the emotion of that game and losing close. East Jackson really good. I can't see Banks County losing 3 games in a row. Plus, Banks County can throw the ball down the field. Union County struggled to defend the long ball against Lumpkin County earlier in the year. Give me Banks County in a runaway.
Ooh.
Wow.
How about
All
you?
right,
Wow.
then.
Okay. Wow.
In a runaway. You need to get your pencil if you're going to do the not so fast. Okay.
Yeah. Where's your whiteboard?
Yeah.
Where's your
Where's your-
whiteboard?
Here you go. Here you go. There's your pencil right there.
Yeah, where's your builder's pencil?
Yeah. All right, Cherokee Bluff and East Forsyth. This one also another key region battle. East Forsyth played really well right now. Cherokee Bluff struggling, I guess you could call it, offensively, which, is kind of interesting from the Bluff side.
Yeah, and you know what? Really, for Cherokee Bluff, it's really just come down to turnovers. I thought against Cedar Shoals, I thought they actually moved the ball pretty well, honestly. I thought they, now they slowed down a little bit when they got behind a couple scores and had to go strictly to a passing game. That clearly is not what they're comfortable with. But when they were able to just line up, play I formation and run the ball, I thought they ran the ball very effectively on what was a more athletic, bigger Cedar Shoals defense than them size-wise. The problem was they kept shooting themselves in the foot with turnovers. They had, I'm trying to remember how many. I know they had an interception right at the end of the half. I believe they had 2 fumbles, both of which were in their own territory, one of which directly led to a touchdown. And then the interception was on their last-ditch drive. So all those things together just kind of culminated in that loss to Cedar Shoals last week. They've got to clean up the turnovers. If they do that, this can be one of the better running offenses in the area. I really, really believe that. They are stubborn with what they do out of the I formation, but it is effective. And if they can avoid turning the ball over, I actually like Cherokee Bluff's chances on the road at East Forsyth here this week, because I think this will probably be the stiffest running game they've faced East Forsyth has, other than maybe Walnut Grove. Granted, they played really well against Walnut Grove. I just really like Cherokee Bluff's offensive line, and I like their running backs. And if they can keep from fumbling, then I think that they can be really good offensively. And if they can put up 28 points, I don't know that I can rely on East Forsyth to put that up on the other side of the ball.
So who are you taking?
I'm taking Cherokee Bluff.
Okay.
I thought that was...
that was clear.
I thought it was really clear because I was about to say everything Caleb said. Chalk me up in that column and give me the Bears.
Okay.
To Bears. Yeah. Hey, look, this game's over at Bronco Stadium. There's a lot of orange over there, too, by the way. And if they come out in the orange on orange, it's going to be a lot more orange in this one. This team has been playing very well from the standpoint defensively. Their offense, yes, has sputtered, as we can see from their schedule. I think East Forsyth's going to be up for this one, though. I think East, because it's a crucial game for both teams. East Forsyth, I'm picking them in this one.
I'm going to go with Caleb and Walker on this one. I'm going to go with Bluff. I mean, you look at that. Their last two games, they lost by 2 points. One on a missed field goal. You had the turnovers last week. And their defense is really not giving up a whole lot. I like East Forsyth. This is a game, I think, for East Forsyth that if they win this, we might can say, okay, they are absolutely legit.
I agree.
I think this is a key game for them, and being able to kind of say, hey, we're established a little bit. But I think Bluff is fighting for their playoff life in this game. I mean, 3 losses and
100%.
You got 6 teams within like a game and a half of second place.
Listen,
you can't 3 losses and you're in trouble when you look at tiebreakers.
Yeah, if you lose this game, if you're Cherokee Bluff, I don't think you make it in.
No.
Yeah,
I just don't see a path at that
right.
point.
And I think so you look at Tommy Jones and that staff, and I know looking at Brian Ellis. I mean, you got 2 really good coaching staffs, and East Forsyth. It just seems like it's a little fast. And I'm kind of waiting, but every time we say this could be the game that proved, and East Forsyth comes out with a really good game. But I think Bluff has so much to fight for that I'm going to go with Bluff. And their defense is not giving up a whole lot.
I'm telling you, I really think the key in this football game, and I alluded to it earlier, can East Forsyth force Cherokee Bluff into passing downs? Can they force them into 3rd and 8? 2nd and 12, situations where Cherokee Bluff has got to throw the ball? If Cherokee Bluff has to attempt 25, 30 passes, I don't see a way they win the ball game.
Yeah. Well, look, and I was talking Cherokee Bluff defense, but East Forsyth is leading 4A in defense.
They are leading 4A in defense.
And that's kind of shocking. Now, they haven't played some of the teams that some of the other teams that are up there high.
You're also forgetting the point of Brandon Peoples out of the East Forsyth backfield. Mm-hmm. And if Brock Zeck is at quarterback, or if it's Will Moffitt, whoever they put in at quarterback, if they can get the passing game going too, they could have a balanced attack.
And they can put pressure on Bluff. Yeah.
And their defensive front is pretty good.
It is.
So,
but I'm curious.
I think it's going to be an old-fashioned slobber knocker.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. I think we were waiting for that one for next week with Buford Mill Creek.
Yeah, we'll use it again.
Oh, we'll use it again?
Yeah,
okay.
we'll use it again.
It's not limited to a one-time use.
This could be like a 10-7 kind of game when you look at how the defenses are playing.
That's what happened when East Forsyth played Walnut Grove.
So, but I still see Cherokee Bluff really has a lot more to play for at this point where they're sitting in the season. So that's why I'm going to lean with Bluff.
East Forsyth can probably afford to lose this game. Cherokee Bluff absolutely cannot. That's another element to this.
Seth, what do you got?
He's been thinking hard. We
gave
you every scouting report.
He was thinking so hard
imagine.
He was hacking over there just a minute ago.
I mean, maybe I'll just stink and die, and then I won't have to do this show anymore. Maybe the YouTube gods have smiled upon me and we're just gonna take him out so he doesn't have to do this anymore. This game's got me between a rock and a hard place because I agree with everything you guys said. Cherokee Bluff cannot really afford to lose this game at all. It's a huge game for them, kind of a must-win for them. But East Forsyth is, they've been doing really great things for me in my record this year.
Here it comes.
So I think I'm going to continue with East Forsyth on this one. I think East Forsyth will pull it out. However,
look, I commend you for riding the train. You jumped on and you're not jumping off.
Thank you. We're at -8 in favor of East Forsyth. I honestly think it'd be closer than that.
Okay. So have you already told us your pick, your lock?
No.
When the show's over with, we'll get together and we'll put a plan of action together for you because you need some counseling.
Yes, absolutely.
Why?
Yes.
We'll take
care of that.
I was concerned he had already picked his casket out.
We'll take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've tried.
I think he just needs to spend some time around his friends.
I do too.
You're not my friends.
I have you got to signal
Caleb.
this out here, Seth. I've been nothing but great to you, man.
Once again, I'm looking at them,
I know,
not you.
He can't see you.
You have single-handedly kept him alive in the Pickem standing.
both figuratively and metaphorically.
Why do you think he's sitting in second?
That's right.
Aren't figuratively and metaphorically kind of the same thing?
Possibly. I don't know. Listen, I'm
Just
talking
Google
about
it.
dying over here.
Right.
What makes you think I'm in a great headspace?
How is this guy in second place?
All right, let's go to the next one here. Lumpkin at Gilmer, another interesting region game. Gilmer undefeated in the region. Lumpkin losing last week to Wesleyan, of which a game that Walker got to call last week. Walker, what say you about Lumpkin County in that Wesleyan game?
Well, I go back to what Heath Webb said after the game. It's probably the worst they've played all year. You turned the ball over 4 times. You muffed a couple of kicks that you ended up recovering in addition to that. And Wesleyan, as healthy as they've been all year, but Lumpkin was still in that game. You know, they only lose by 2 touchdowns in a game where you look at the stats and you would expect to see a 45-7 or something like that with all the turnovers.
Last year, that game would have been. So
exactly.
I think that shows how far they've come.
Yeah, I think that, this Lumpkin County team is definitely going to learn from it. It's a tough task against Gilmer with the wing tee, and, it's something that you don't see a lot of. You've seen with North Hall previously, which I think helps Lumpkin County in the fact that they've played North Hall the past 2 years, and all these kids that are on the field played against them, and so they have an idea of what to do against the wing tee. This game, as close as it ever will be, I'm not jealous of the crew that has to go over to LJ. The last time that we went over to LJ, there were 3 phantom lightning delays, and we had a flock of gnats and moths attack us outside while we were trying to call the games. Yeah, I don't know what you call it, but it was
where is
swarm?
Where is LJ? Is it in Egypt?
I think bugs are swarms.
Egypt.
It might have. It felt
You're
like
thinking
a
of locusts.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. Yes, I couldn't think of the word there. Good, thanks for the help. But I'm going to go with Lumpkin County. I've gone back and forth on this. I think Lumpkin County can't play as bad as they did last week. I think that this game is not a must-win to get into the playoffs by any stretch of the means, but you start to look at the rest of the schedule, White County, Dawson County, West Hall after this, and Dawson's going to be playing well. White County is going to get healthier. You got to find one of these wins since you lost to Wesleyan to assure yourself of a spot in the playoffs. I think this one could be it. I'd take Lumpkin County, but very close.
If in the preseason I picked Wesleyan to win the region, if you had to give me that pick back today, it would be different, and it would be Gilmer. Right now, I think they're probably the best team in that region. You've got to go to LJ, so I'm taking the Bobcats at home in this one.
Bobcats averaging like 255 yards rushing a game. And Paul Standard's offense, what's his second or third season?
Second
season in his offense. So I think things are starting to click in LJ. I'm going to go with the Bobcats in this one as well.
Look, I would agree with that. I agree with what you said, Walker. I think it's really a bigger game for Lumpkin than probably they're going to make it out because, like you said, they lose this and they got 2 losses in the region. They still got, like you said, Dawson, who I think right now is the best team in the region. So I think that Dawson-Gilmer game is going to be, that might decide it the way things are looking right now. However, Lumpkin can get back in this thing with a win, against Gilmer. This is a huge game. I'm going to go with Lumpkin's versatility. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. They have played good defense. And you look at that Pickens team that they played a couple of weeks ago, but they kind of shut them down, like maybe a couple of plays, the whole game. They shut them down. I don't see them playing I don't see them putting 2 stinkers back to back with Heath Webb knowing what's at stake. So I'm going to go. It might be a slight upset, but I'm going to go with Lumpkin. I only say it's an upset because I think Gilmer's probably would. I think most people would think Gilmer's going to win this game.
You were talking about the versatility that Lumpkin has. They do have that versatility. Right. That's what kind of makes this game hard to pick one way or the other.
Absolutely.
I agree with what Walker said earlier. It's going to be a close one, I think.
I do too.
But it's going to be an interesting game. And by the way, 7-3-8 is probably going to have a chaotic finish anyway.
Oh, it's going to be wild.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right, Seth, we saved you for last again.
Lumpkin.
That was quick.
That was easy.
Super quick. Lumpkin, I've seen this team a few times now, and I'm on that bandwagon with them.
Okay.
If this isn't the most intriguing game left on the 7 AAA schedule, it's next week's Dawson Wesleyan game, which is also extremely intriguing. Those 2 games, this one this week, Lumpkin Gilmer, Dawson Wesleyan next week, that's going to tell us a lot about how 7 Trip finishes.
We'll know, I think, what the region championship game is probably going to be by the time these 2 games are done.
Look, I still think that Dawson-Lumpkin game is as big a rivals as Bo knows, and as you know, Walker, as big a rivals as those schools are, it's rare when they've come into that game with both of them have been good and playing well. Don't discount that game.
And Lumpkin could take a big step towards making that potentially the biggest Lumpkin-Dawson game of all time if they could pull this one off on the road.
Yep. It starts this week.
Close to it.
And I like the makeup of that team. I don't see them doing that twice.
You'd have to go back to like the early 2000s for a bigger Lumpkin-Dawson game, if that's the way it all goes. But yeah. All right, guys, let's get to the rundown of picks now. We'll start with Commerce at Social Circle. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to take Commerce. They have played a very difficult schedule. Road games like this, particularly after going to the South Side in South Carolina, do not scare them. Social Circle is playing much better this year, but I like Commerce. I think Commerce is still kind of a dark horse team when you look at Class A Division I overall.
I will take Commerce on the road because Commerce is battle-tested, man. They
Absolutely.
have been close game after close game after close game, and most of them, with the exception of Murphy and Hebron Christian, most of them, they pulled it out.
Yes.
This game gets tight late. Commerce has that kind of experience. I'll take the Tigers.
Ditto. I ditto what he just
Tigers.
said. Seth?
Commerce on the road.
Of course.
Okay.
All right, Pickens at Dawson County. This one, an interesting game. In Dawsonville. I don't know how interesting it really is. Pickens has struggled. I'm going to go with the Tigers in this one.
Tigers.
I'm definitely going to go with the Tigers.
They're great.
Next.
That's my pick. There's my pick.
By the way, I take Dawson County as well.
Okay.
Jeff wrote my initial down, even though I didn't say anything. That's a little dangerous what you're doing there, Jeff.
East Hall at Walnut Grove. I'll take the Grove.
I'll take Walnut Grove.
I'll go with
Walnut Grove. Warriors.
Yep.
Fellowship Christian at East Jackson.
Ooh, this is a good one. This is an interesting one here.
Yeah. Fellowship is, that's a quarterfinal team each of the last 3 or 4 years. They won like 64 games in the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, this is a...
How does that affect your pick?
How does that affect my pick? I like East Jackson, but I'm not sure... This might be the best team they played all year, and I'm going to go with Fellowship. I think if East Jackson can win this, they're for real.
There is no team on this slate that I want to pick more than East Jackson.
Yes, absolutely.
Gosh, I want to pick them, but I'm taking Fellowship Christian. Yeah. I think it's just a little bit too much to bite off this week.
I think so.
I do too. Fellowship Christian.
Fellowship Christian.
East Jackson.
Whoa.
21-point win over Banks County last week.
That's going to be a wonderful audio clip.
I love the Eagles in this one.
News segment.
It's fun down in the basement. It is fun down in the basement.
Just a funny noise segment?
If you want to, I don't think I have the first lock pick, but I don't think anybody's going to take East Jackson plus 17, so go ahead and lock that in for me.
Look at that.
Walker is soaring with the Eagle's nest.
Yes, he is.
I told you, just wait on this week's
picks. A new noise,
I'm
an
off
office
the board
reference.
A little bit.
We're having a good show today.
No, look, I like East Jackson. I would love to see them pull this off.
Maybe they will.
Look, Coach Pettis is one of my favorite guys in the whole area. I just think this is just a lot to bite off. This is a really experienced program in Fellowship Christian.
I will be thrilled to be wrong about this one.
Absolutely.
I love what Cameron Pettis does out there at East Jackson. He has been building that thing very slowly, kind of quietly, and they're playing good football right now, man.
They are.
And they're where they need to be as far as where they're classified.
Look, if they played like they did last week against Banks County, they can win this game. But Banks County is not Fellowship Christian. No offense to Jay Reed and what they're doing. I mean, this is a team, again, they won 64 games in the last 6 years. They've been to the state final. They've been to the semifinals. A lot of these kids are on the team. They understand that. So
Who you got, Seth?
I already answered that.
Oh, you did?
He already did, yes. He
Flowery Branch.
Also, I think I'm going to start a new segment. New segment that's just noises that we make throughout the show. New segment.
Whoa!
All right, guys. Flowery Branch at Winder Barrow.
I'm going to take the Falcons on the road.
Ah.
I think they get off the snide. I think these are probably two pretty even teams, and I'll take Flowery Branch on the road. Tight game. I think Falcons by a touchdown. That's what I'll go with.
I'm going to go with Winder Barrow. Branch is still battling some injuries, as far as I know. They played Clark Central tight. I just don't know what when some of their talent's just not there. So I'm going to go with Winder, but I think it will be close.
I'll take the Double G Bulldogs.
Yeah, same. I'm going to go with the Double G Bulldogs.
Same here, Winder Barrow.
North Georgia Christian at Lakeview Academy.
I'll take Lakeview too.
Yeah, I'll go with Lakeview as well.
Lions.
Lakeview.
Okay.
LCA at Kings Academy.
This is the first time all year LCA has been an underdog.
Yeah.
I'll take LCA.
Yeah, I don't care. Give me LCA and they win big.
Yes, sir.
They should win big.
Yeah, they're still averaging 58 points a game.
And by the way, when I say underdog, I'm talking about by the Maxwell rating.
Now, here's
Correct.
the thing. Kings Academy, here's an interesting stat.
Here's some things you need to know.
It's Jeff Hart's interesting stat of the show.
Oh, boy.
Kings Academy, they are
Here we go.
When they've scored, they're 0-3 when they've scored 7 or less. I mean, I'm sorry. Yes.
And cut.
Lanier at North Forsyth. I'll go with the Raiders in this one.
Raiders
close.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm gonna go with North Forsyth.
Madison at North Hall.
I'm going to take Madison County.
I'm going to throw the Brickyard Magic in there. I will go with the Trojans.
It is getting late in the. It's getting.
I
cold.
thought I was going to be the only one to take the Trojans.
Yeah, well, you're not.
It
You're not,
is
Walker.
getting cold outside. The Brickyard likes it when it's cold.
They do. It do.
So, who are you going with?
I'm taking Madison County.
Okay.
Yes, he's already gone with the Red Raiders.
Who are you going with, Walker?
He's already gone with the Trojans.
Oh, he
paying
did.
attention?
Yeah. Are you here today,
I'm trying
Jeff?
to. Everybody was talking at once.
Just
I
trying
want
to
to be
find his stat.
accurate. I want to be accurate.
Interesting stat here, folks.
I'm going to go with
What you-
Madison.
Okay, what you got, Seth?
I'm going to hop on the coattails, and I'm going to go with North Hall. A little bit of that Brickyard magic
Okay.
that Bo's talking about.
Rayburn County at St. Francis. It's great.
Raven.
I know. Interesting stat there.
Would you like to know an interesting stat on
No,
this
I just
game?
want to know who you're going with. I'm going with Raven.
I'm going with Raven County.
Okay.
Yeah, Raven.
Raven.
Riverside Preparatory Academy at George Walton.
I'll take George Walton.
George
I'm
Walton.
going to take George Walton.
George Walton.
George Walton. Interesting stat here. That's the name change for Riverside Military Academy.
I was about to ask.
Yes. Towns County at, how do you say this, Aquinas?
Aquinas.
Yeah, that's what I
and
thought it
I am
was.
taking them. I'm taking
Yeah,
Aquinas.
same.
I was going to go
Same.
Aquinas.
Same here. Although, Walker,
we should let you go
you had
first.
committed yourself to taking the Indians in every pick this year to go along with your Indians of Lumpkin County. Are you going to
I
stick
said
to
that
that?
for 1 week. Give me Aquinas.
That's an interesting stat, too,
Yeah.
that Jeff has for you. Wesleyan at White County. I'm going to go with Wesleyan.
By the way, I pick Aquinas or however you say it.
Oh, I thought you already picked.
Yeah, we
No,
did too.
I just told you that I was going to
picked
say
for
it
you.
wrong.
Oh, okay.
Seth, I picked for you. Don't
Oh,
worry.
thanks.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Jeff. I mean, you picked what I said,
I'll-
right? You
I
didn't
will
just
change
decide
it.
for me?
I will change it.
Okay.
This is why Caleb and I are trailing so bad.
He just changes it.
Yes.
He just friggin' changes it each time.
By the way, I take Wesleyan.
Yeah, this Wesleyan team's good. I'm going to take Wesleyan
Yeah.
in this one, even though it's on the road. White County's still banged up.
Yeah, very banged up. I'm going to take Wesleyan. I would love to see White County get everybody healthy. That was my dark horse pick for for 7-3-8.
So you pick White County?
No, I'm picking Wesleyan.
Okay. Wesleyan. All right, let's get to the locks of the week. And yes, it is Seth, although Walker's already picked first, but it is Seth that goes first.
If Seth wants to take the
man?
If Seth wants to take the East Jackson, he can. I mean, I said I know I don't have the first pick, but I don't think anybody's taking it.
Well, you've done so much for me this season. I'm gonna let you do it. You go for it.
Well, no, you go first, and then I'll make it official.
I'm not gonna pick that.
Okay.
So there you go.
East Jackson plus 17.
Okay.
Who's keeping track? Are you keeping track of this?
That was your job.
No, I don't do it.
I got it.
I haven't. I have not been keeping up
next.
with it.
Up next is that would be Caleb. You're up next.
I am going.
No, actually, I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, Seth.
Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff's up next.
Who did you take, Walker?
East Jackson plus 17.
All right. I picked Union to win this. I'm looking at the -4 versus Banks County.
I haven't even picked yet.
Yeah, Seth's got to pick first.
I
haven't even
already.
know.
He told me to
I
go
talked
next.
with Walker for
We're
a
all over
while.
the place.
Okay, we'll go then. Start.
Man,
Go.
You're killing
Pick
me.
what you want.
I know. I think I'm gonna go
Yep.
Dawson County -26 over Pickens. I think Dawson County covers.
All right.
All right. Actually, I had one in mind, but this one's amazing. I'm going to take Lanier Christian and their 58 points per game average and get +2. I'm taking that one. Holy cow.
That's a good one.
All right,
Wow.
so who's up next? Me or you, Bo?
You.
I got Wesleyan -1 at White County.
Yeah, of course you do.
So how many? So is that 3 that we're
I'm
taking?
going to go with Commerce +7.
Okay, I thought about that for a minute.
Yeah, that was an interesting one as well.
All right.
So, is that it? Are
That's
we done?
it. That's it.
We're done?
Caleb,
That's it.
What's on the tailgate show tonight?
We're going to hear from North Hall head coach Sean Pender. We're going to take a look at the region standings. I feel like it's a good time to do an update on that, so we'll get everybody updated on what the playoff races are looking like around North Georgia. Give away some prizes, eat some barbecue, and have a good time. That's what we're going to do.
Only 2 games on the air this week. We have Flowery Branch at Winder Barrel on AM 550 and Madison County at North Hall on 102.9. You can tune those in. We were set to go to East Forsyth, but, we're not there this week. And that's a wrap for the show. For everybody here, enjoy week number 8, everyone.